For today's episode of Feeney Studio, we're going to be learning about rolling slabs and begin to start talking about leather hard slabs and slab construction. So to begin with our slabs, you want to take pre-wedged clay. If your clay is still really moist or really dry, you want to make sure that everything is all incorporated at the same moisture level. So if you wedge to make sure that your clay is of the right consistency first, this will help you in the long run as you're rolling out your slabs. So once your clay is wedged and you have it to the consistency where it's not sticky to the touch, then you have the right consistency to roll out your slab. So if you try to start getting it a little bit flattened onto the surface of your board, while you're rolling slabs, it really helps to not roll out slabs on a plastic table or anything that's non-porous. The slab is going to stick to the tabletop and then you won't be able to remove it. So I'm rolling out my slabs on these wooden boards, and so once you have your slab somewhat flattened onto the surface, I like to roll slabs out using these sticks. You can really use anything that is of the right thickness. So these two sticks are of identical thickness. So I like to lay them out on either side of the clay. And this also is to make sure that once I'm rolling out my slab, that it's going to be even thickness throughout. You don't need to use it if it's not really important that the clay be uniform. But for some of these slab construction pieces that we'll be making, it's important that they are consistent and they match. So once you have your boards matched up and your clay down, then you can begin to start rolling. And this is a really great method because once the roller hits the board, it stops moving the clay down, so it creates a really even, nice, flat slab for you to work from. So this is the first step of building with slabs. And another important step as far as slab construction goes is waiting for your clay to be at the right consistency or dryness. That if you roll out a slab, it's very difficult to build with a slab that is still really wet. So what we do is we roll out the slab and then you wait for the slab to become leather hard. So you can slice your clay and cut your clay while it's still wet, but you want to wait for it to be more firm before you actually start moving the pieces around. This will also avoid some of those stretching pieces that often happens if you use clay that's too moist, that you'll see when you move the clay, if it's not quite hard enough, your angles won't be right. So you want to make sure that you're waiting for it to be firm enough that your angles won't move. So I'm almost there now. And if you have a bigger rolling pin, you can also do this with a really large one and set your boards farther apart from each other to make sure that you can do a nice big slab. It also helps when you're creating things. We're going to be using these slabs to construct boxes, a 3-piece, 3-box series. But it also helps when you're creating multiple things or multiple slabs to roll out a nice big one like this so that you don't have to continue to roll out slabs throughout your process. Okay. So now you'll see that when I'm just going to slice this off so you can see when I'm done rolling. When the rolling pin is directly on the boards, and you've rolled it all the way, you'll see that you won't get any leftover bumps on the surface of your clay. So everything will be completely uniform and flat. And the reason that I cut those sides off is so that you could see that the rolling pin is actually resting on those pins. So now I'm just kind of evening things out and trying to press down any inconsistent bumps in this slab. Okay. So I think my slab is ready to go. So once you have your slab flat and it's ready and it's rolled out, what you can do is you can check the side when you're looking at the surface of the clay, so you can see if there's any inconsistencies or bumps. So for our purposes, oops, where did that knife go? Okay. So what we're going to do now, what you want to do, even though it's on this wooden board, it is still likely to stick a little bit. So you want to just quickly and carefully peel your slab from the board and then just lay it back down. And this means also once your clay is leather hard, and you've done your slices, you're not going to have to do any work or peeling, that they're already going to be separated from the board. So what we do here is now you're ready to make your cuts, but you're not quite ready to actually use the slabs yet. So in the next episode, we'll be looking again at this slab as we're constructing our pieces. Thanks for watching.